This is the Male Rights Activist Podcast, episode 135, where we focus on relationships, sports, and pop culture from a man's point of view. First of all, we want to thank our listeners, our new ones, our OGs. Thank you for hanging with the fellas.
What up?
On today's show, looks like Tyrese will not be getting his ex-wife back.
Man, Kyle, it was just too fast, too furious.
We have a dear Irby from a guy who's having problems with one of his sons that recently came to live with him.
What's the problem, dude? It's not like he brought his mama with him.
You ain't lying. R. Kelly's vaccinated. Tiger Woods gets in the accident. We got an update on that. And Kamal gets a Valentines Day Mulligan. All that and more right now. This is the MRA podcast with Kyle and Kamal, where men come to talk and women come to eavesdrop. I am Kyle.
I am Kamal.
And we're helping you to understand the man you love. Kamal, your wife just turned 22. Dog, how did you pull such a young thing? You lied to her ass. Ain't no way.
It was rough. It was hard. It was lies and tricking and...
Lies and tricking.
Oh,
Nigga,
yeah.
Fellas, hear me now. You can have any woman you want if you lie and trick enough, but it will come back to you. Nah, real talk, man. She's not 22, but how was her birthday?
Birthday was cool, man. We got out of town for a little bit, man.
Again? Wait a minute, man. What's going on, dog? You moving and shaking, dog? What happened?
Got them vaccines, nigga.
You got the vaccines. You ready to go? That's funny.
We got a bunch of just built in, you know what I'm saying? We got blue balls of like traveling and shit.
Getting out, huh? Yeah, man.
So, man, we got out, man. We did a little resort joint, man. You know, we spent most of our time just in there just chilling, man. And then we did like one of those excursions where we had to do, what do you call those things? A scavenger hunt in the city.
Damn.
Yeah, man. So it was pretty cool, man. Got her some jewelry and all of that shit, man.
Man, I can't have nobody I care about listening to this damn show. Nigga.
Oh, dude,
have me looking.
Hey, man, real talk. I didn't realize it, but I fucked up Valentine's Day. I didn't do shit. Remember?
I know you used that bullshit excuse that she was driving, so you was straight.
Yeah. Well, apparently I wasn't straight.
You don't say. So wait a minute. You didn't get to just get away with not. I told you should have parlayed that Utah trip.
I had gotten away with murder. You know what I'm saying?
All you had to do
and
is
Columbo
pretend the Utah trip. You should have just pretended the Utah trip was a Valentine's trip. You would have been kind of straight.
Yeah. I didn't even.
Did she say something about it? Probably.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm saying. I fucked up. I thought we was good. It's like, yeah, so, Valentine's Day, I thought we didn't celebrate Valentine's Day, and you know what I'm saying, because we was traveling, and the way she looked at me, I was like, oh,
yeah,
okay, it's one of those things where I didn't read the room.
Didn't read the room.
Nah.
Didn't, but man, how fellas learn this from the MRA podcast. You are up against her imagination.
Mm-hmm.
It is up to you to figure out what she's thinking.
Right, I was supposed to be doing some cold shit. That Utah morning, that Sunday, Valentine's Day, and I was supposed to have some cold shit, some goddamn a swan in the snow or something. Chiseled out. Something.
A bitch ass love note saying how happy you are that it's the best decision you ever made.
Yeah. She played it cool, but man, I don't know how I know how I blew it. Again, we were talking about last week or the week before, being cool. That cool shit.
Being
I was
cool.
like,
yes.
man, we straight.
We straight. She cool. Nope, not cool, man. So check it out, man. I went to Houston and I got to visit my my son and daughter out there.
Okay, coolness.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, man, I need a little therapy session, man. You mind hopping on the doctor couch?
Listen, man, that's what I'm here for.
I'm battling some inner hoe shit. You know, I believe we all as men, we have a bitch ass side of us.
Oh, I've already admitted to mine. I've done that before several times. Like, I got a little bitch in me, yeah.
I got some bitch assness, man, in there, man. And mine has to do with money fears, man. I save money very well.
Okay.
I'm scared sometimes to spend it because I've been fired before, which you have. You know what I mean? I have a pretty solid payroll with four children. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm always cautious and, got several bank accounts. Not like I'm balling, but I save, and I have multiple savings accounts.
Okay.
A savings account for the savings account.
I got you.
Then, you know what I mean? So I'm always, I don't ever want to, I never want to miss payroll. That's, you know what I mean? I don't even want to dwell on how much that's a fear, because that's just not acceptable. You know what I'm saying? And so that's so important to me, man. So my point is, with two of my kids in Houston, I'm going to get real. So I stayed at my ex's house twice, right? And it was cool, but it wasn't that great. I could tell she wasn't that comfortable and I wasn't that comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, the second time I was like, I'm not staying here next time. I'm getting a hotel, right? But I was just thinking it. And then I asked her to come or whatever. She said I couldn't. So I was like, all right, I'm just getting a hotel. All right, so I get to the hotel. And I realized I should have always stayed in the hotel. I should not have compromised and been a bitch ass motherfucker on some scared, because I had the money. I just was scared to spend it. Do you know what I'm saying, dog? Yeah,
I'm the opposite. If I got it, I'm spending it. But you know what I'm saying? But I go through bouts of like broke ass shit. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I just it's weird because I think just the way I grew up, I wanted a lot of shit, and my parents, it's not they didn't have it, but they didn't spend it on like things. I mean, they spent it on things they thought was important, like like food and shelter and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
So they didn't give me a lot of stuff that I asked for, and so
that's why your closet's so fresh now,
right? So when I started making money, not for some reason, obviously some psychological shit involved, but if I want it, hey man, I'm gonna get it, man. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Yeah, and so that's just the way it is. Now, obviously, it always comes with a cost, and like,
a cost, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It's always, I'm regretting it, but man, I don't know if I'm gonna have some money next week, so I got it now. I don't know what's gonna happen next week. So
that's funny.
Yeah.
Quick before we go, man. Tiger Woods got an accident, man. Tiger's our guy, man. We started this podcast we started the show, the MRA, because of Tiger Woods, man. When Tiger Woods got busted with all them women's, and people were so confused, wondering why. Now he got accident last week, and now the whispers are starting to say, well, maybe he was sleep driving or wasn't necessarily paying attention, because the curve they said the car didn't even try to turn on the turn. He just went straight.
Damn.
Which either suggests you're either asleep or under the influence or not paying attention. So I don't know what's up with Tiger. I know, man, he don't always look so good. Sometimes that face looks swollen. And you remember when Tiger had that DUI a couple years ago, and he was, he looked bad. He was. So I hope this ain't the case, but if it is, man, it's gonna come right out. Come on, what you think about Tiger's accident?
Well, I think a few things. I think that it's unfortunate that when he got into an accident, instead of people saying, like, "Oh man, Tiger Woods got into an accident, man, I hope he's okay," people start bringing up like his DUIs and the car, and so it's like we all thought, if not just for a second, but we all thought it. Man, Tiger drunk as shit, or Tiger fell off the wagon. Yeah, he did something. It's his fault. And so I think that's unfortunate for the man. I take it back to Pops, just the pressure that he put on this kid, who's now a middle-aged man. Yeah. And even if he's sleep driving, he's doing too much, but basically that's what he's used to, doing too much. That and after a while, it has a toll on us, man. Sometimes you have to rest. Not sometimes. There comes a time where you have to just chill. You can't be Superman anymore. You gotta, put the cape away and live the rest of your life as Clark Kent. And that's not the way he was raised. And Pops isn't around to tell him to chill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe Pops would be like, "Hey, son, you did it. I'm happy. I'm good."
Kamal, I'm going to stop you right there because to this show is going to have a theme of the importance of Pops being around. So we're going to keep coming back to that. When we come back, we got some feedback, and after that, we have a post-nut story about a guy who has some serious regrets. Why? We'll tell you soon. It's the MRA Podcast. Hey, what's up, guys? I sure hope you're enjoying the show. If you like it, I invite you to go to our website, themrapodcast.com, and catch up on over 100 episodes that we have in store for you.
You ain't working, you might as well check us out.
And if you want some more, go over to The World According to Cheryl and check me out on Cheryl Underwood's podcast. We post content there every single day. We have her normal radio show labeled SUR, and then the Cheryl Underwood podcast, where we get in her personal business every Friday. Then on the weekends, we have the specialty shows that range from Late Night Cupcake into Auntie Cheryl's House Party to our gospel show, Spiritual Nourishment.
You gotta check out The World According to Cheryl, even though I ain't on it.
We got some feedback, homie.
Do we now?
Yes, we do, man. We posted on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram about a promo about Kamal making me, forcing me, gun to head. Said, nigga, it's my last day on the podcast. I'm let you watch Malcolm and Marie. I was like, come on, Kamal. We've been through too much. Motherfucker, watch it, nigga. Watch it. I was like, all right, man. I'm watching it, though. So I watched it. This got a lot of responses, man. My older son said, really not trying to watch Malcolm and Marie. Pretty simple, right?
And he's smart. That kid, I always knew that kid he had a head on his shoulders, man.
He does, man. My cousin Kevin said, great acting, terrible movie. Nigga should have smashed 5 times, but argued instead. That's hilarious. Nigga said, mac and cheese looked awful as well. Red flag. She cooked mac and cheese by itself like it was a full course meal. Come on, she was really impressed with her mac and cheese, dog.
Well, I think that's what he wanted. So she gave him what he wanted.
Okay.
You know, I didn't think that she was like, let me go in there and fix you up something, and she pulled out the cheesy mac. I think that's he was probably, on the ride home.
Yeah. Hey, baby,
and there was a rental house, and they had cheesy mac. So obviously that's a favorite of his.
Okay. Well, Derek Stemhagen from Washington State, or the state of Washington, said, I'm still fighting the 3rd layer of a 50-layer fight, only to find another layer. That's funny, man.
Yeah, man. It was a bunch of layers to that fight.
Isn't there always?
Yeah.
because we're fighting your imagination, ladies. That's why we have so many problems, because you know exactly how things would go. And it would be nice if you told us, gave us some hints and clues. Anyway, we'll talk about it. And we'll talk about more when we come back. We have a post-nut story from a guy who has some serious regrets. Why? We'll tell you next. It's the MRA Podcast. According to Webster's dictionary, being in post-nut mode is when you have a clear mind and you can make sound decisions as if you just busted a nut.
Yeah, I don't know if Webster actually said that.
Nah, he didn't. But our listener Big Easy Q told us all about it, and we can relate. Women, men. So listen, if you have a story of when you did something foolish.
In pre-nut mode?
Yeah, something really dumb. Maybe it was top grime. Especially something in pre-nut mode you don't want nobody to know about. Hit us up, and we'll tell the world. We can all laugh at your expense, and hopefully you'll learn from your mistakes.
Aristotle once said, the results of pre-nut mode is the best teacher. I think he said some shit like that.
Send us your stories at dearirby@themrapodcast.com. That's dearirby@themrapodcast.com. And now it's time for a post-nut mode story, only on the MRA Podcast. Okay, this one is from Lance in Indianapolis. He said, I've been with my wife for a minute, but I have not always been faithful. I have now been faithful for the past 7 years, but I think that's because I learned my lesson the hard way twice. I met this bad one at the club, told her I was married and all that. She said she wanted to menage with my wife. My wife was cool. She was down. She said the only rule was I could only smash your girl when my wife was around. We had some fun, but I think my wife started having feelings for the girl because she made my wife come harder than I could. Damn. It made me jealous a little, but since I was watching it turn me on. She was all fun and games, but I ended up getting that other girl pregnant. That'll ruin the fun, Kamal.
Oh, yeah. It was all fun.
Yeah. I told my wife it was one of the nights we were all together, but I was lying my ass off. I got my wife pregnant a little bit after, and once she was pregnant, my wife didn't want to see that other girl no more. And the cold thing was, she said I couldn't see her either. But I wasn't done with her yet. I kept sneaking over there to hit it, and I ended up getting her pregnant again. Some people don't learn, Kamal. I'm one of those people. Now I have 4 kids, just like Kyle, but this is not my story. A whole lot of child support and 2 times the baby mama drama. I promise I ain't cheating no more. I don't even want to smash my wife. I'm good. That's from Lance in Indy. Kamal, what the hell? Where did Lance go wrong, dog?
Honestly, man, I'm going to say this, dude. Menaging with the wife.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say this, man. That's not necessarily a popular opinion amongst people, man. A menage.
You saying don't
leave her out of it. I know menaging is like a fantasy for a lot of dudes, but ask yourself, is your wife a part of your fantasy? Just ask yourself.
Have you ever had a fantasy that your wife was in?
I'm not saying when y'all first linked up or before.
No, I'm talking about as of now. Now in year 7, have you ever had a fantasy and she's in it and you're having fun with her? Has that ever
not
happened?
Like she's in it, you sneaking around trying to avoid her. No, she's a part of the fun.
You know what's crazy, Kamal, with women and imagination? I guarantee you, women think that guys fantasize about them, their husbands. I know they think that. I know that, and I'm not saying, ladies, you fantasize about your husband. I don't think you do. I don't care if you do. I think you think we fantasize about you. I think that's what goes on in your imagination. I could be wrong. Hit me up at Kyle Irby on all social media. But anyway, yeah, Kamal. So I think what you just said is gospel, man. We come back. I can't wait to talk about this. Tyrese's ex does not recommend dating a celebrity, and he low-key explains why in a humble brag on Instagram. We'll explain next. It's the MRA Podcast. Hey, guys, if you're digging the show, then please tell somebody. People might say something to you like, hey, man, you know, what podcast you listening to? And that's when you say the MRA Podcast with Kyle and Kamal.
Or the MRA Podcast with Kamal and Kyle.
Tyrese's ex would not recommend dating a celebrity. Okay, Kamal, so last week we questioned if Tyrese could join the Crawlback Club, and that is an exclusive club. What's the name from Offset, right?
Yeah, Offset. Oh, yeah.
Offset, the king of the crawlbacks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, that man is, if you need your lady back, go back and listen to the episodes we talk about Offset, crawling back. I think one of the episodes is called Crawlback. So, for real. So do that because Tyrese, he tried to post on Kurt Franklin's marriage goals. I'm going to get my girl back, I hope. Man, that ain't how you do it, dog. That ain't the full crawlback. That was, you dabbled your toe, but you, all right, anyway. So she seems to not only be done with Tyrese, but his type, which I got to salute to the ladies, man. This is just going to sound like I'm hating, but I'm not. Just trust me on this. I think women with that delusion, you don't understand how important it is. If you're going to be done with your dude, you better be done with your dude's type, not just your dude. Because if you get with the next dude that's the same type as your dude, you're going to have the same problems you had with your dude.
Well, that's anybody.
That's anybody.
Yeah,
true.
you get the same, your ex chick, and you get with somebody
another version of her.
Yeah,
you're gonna have that same problem. Okay, so anyway, this is what she said, man. She said you got into the high value men thing. ... I'm not saying these guys are bad. Period. But you have to also understand these guys are self-made men. I love but you have to also understand. Kamal, that's how winners think. This comes with that. There's a lot of women, back to her, she said, there's a lot of women that want these men. So at the end of the day, these men are accustomed to getting their way. Ding, 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 ding. They're able to pick and choose, and they're able to do whatever. A lot of women go into a situation saying, hey, I want this kind of guy, not understanding that these guys are the pick of the litter. They ain't going to put up with everything. You're going to have to settle and compromise and work things out within yourself before they feel like they can do that too. Wow, 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 wow. Why should he, Kamal? And as an example, Kamal, of what it's like to be Tyrese, let me give you an example. Tyrese jumped on Instagram and gave a humble brag. He said, my DMs are crazy. The single life ain't shit. Oh, man, poor Tyrese. Tell us how. Tell us what's so bad about this, Tyrese. You in shape, chocolate, great singing millionaire actor. What's going on, man? What the... From the Coca-Cola commercials, like what could be bad? From all the movies, Fast and Furious franchise, not just one, like 8 of them. What's wrong? He said it's entertaining as fuck. He said AF. He said, I just got invited to a vegan sex party, ... What in the tire F are y'all on out here? I left her on red. I guess that means let her know I read it, right?
I guess this is a foreign language to me.
Yeah, if you see this, you are innovative, but WTF? What the fuck? Was I supposed to hit her back and say, shoot me the Addy? Run the lettuce? Ha 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 ha. He later explained why it's hard for him, Kamal. He gave another one. He said, last week I was invited to join a woman on a helicopter that she wanted to treat me to a ride up the coast in the air. However, he said, I turned it down because it wasn't my idea. Kamal, if you were making ideas.
I had some pretty good ideas this past weekend, man. So
You did, man.
I'm in the winner circle right now at the house.
You go. And then he said, and I don't do well being pursued. Maybe I'm old school. Don't buy me a drink or pay for my dinner. Man, Kamal, he said, maybe it's the alpha in me. I don't like him. Alpha is a different kind of alpha. All right, enough of this. All right, man. There's a lot to break down here, and I just spent all of our damn time on this segment reading. So sorry, audience. What do you think of what she said, first of all, and then what he said?
I think honestly, man, she's speaking from experience, and that was a well thought out explanation. I think it's sage advice, and I hope people, not just women. I hope people pay attention. You know, it's probably like the same thing where we were talking about Halle Berry having like can't keep a man. It's like, well, no, Halle Berry is used to getting what she wants, and she's not gonna put up with a bunch of bullshit,
or a little bit,
She ain't got to. And it's
why should she?
Exactly, and that's what she's saying about a lot of these athletes and entertainers. You know, these guys like Tyrese, self-made from like Watts. I mean, like the epitome of self-made.
Yeah, literally the poster child of self-made.
Right. And so, yeah, man, it's going to be difficult for guys like that, especially when you don't meet them on the rise. You meet them already, you know, when they're balling. When people have been, you know, sending couriers to their house and messengers and bending over backwards for you and, you know, getting a table at a restaurant, walking through the club, not waiting in line, all that. You meet that guy and you want him to take out the trash or some shit like that. Whatever it is that you want, it's like, yeah, it's probably not going to work out. And what she's saying is you got to work out some shit before you get with this motherfucker. You have to compromise because you are now in his world. He's the A side.
Yes.
You know, or she's the A side. Whoever's the A side. It's probably why Oprah probably will not get married. You know, I don't think that, honestly, I don't think no man can truly, I'm not shitting on Oprah. I'm saying like the status, you know, can be happy. You know, it's the reason why Stedman don't live with her and all that stuff. I don't think that.
I thought he does live there.
It was like, what was it, like
the guest house?
The guest house or some shit.
She kicked him to the guest house when COVID came.
But they weren't living together for a while, right?
I don't know. I hope not, because
I'm talking about before. I'm saying like.
Oh, back in the day.
Yeah. And it was a reason, man. It was
why?
Probably because Stedman's got his ways, Oprah's got hers, and she ain't compromising.
She don't have to.
She ain't got to. And so if Stedman wanted to stay with Oprah, Stedman's the one that's going to have to act right in this situation. And I'm not saying like
the high value
I'm not saying Oprah's wrong. I'm saying like according to the disagreement, somebody got to get right. Somebody's wrong and somebody has to act right. And so I think that's the same thing with a lot of these people, man. You know, when I blow, my wife was there when I was dirt poor, so she got a lot more say-so.
She got a lot more collateral. She got a lot more invested.
Right.
Because she was there when you was broke.
Right. But not much.
enough for a settlement, but not enough for you to settle for some bullshit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I can see my attitude about like compromising, changing immediately.
Compromise these nuts. What? And when we come back, R. Kelly got vaccinated in jail. Is that all right? And later in the show, we have a Dear Irby from a guy who's having problems with one of his sons that recently came to live with him. What should he do? Kamal and I will coach him up. It's the MRA Podcast. Hey guys and gals, if you're enjoying the show, let someone know. Whatever app you're listening on, please subscribe, give us 5 stars, and leave a positive comment.
And why wouldn't you give us 5 stars and a positive comment? We're great.
Yes, we are. This helps our placement so that other people can enjoy the show as well.
And why wouldn't they? We're great.
Kamal's crazy, man. We are coming up on a year since the pandemic started. My lucky number is 13. One of my favorite numbers is 3. 313, man. 31320 was a mug. I remember I had a show on the 12th at the Comedy Magic Club and had a show at the Comedy Store on the 13th that Friday. And I did not feel like doing that show.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember it got canceled, and I was like, whew, thank you. I don't feel like performing tonight, man. I'm just tired. That was the last show at the club I did. Come on. You just never know, man. Life has changed.
And that's why I be spending my money.
Exactly. Man, life has changed, man. We've been in this pandemic about a year, dog. And now, a year later, the vaccines are out. My man, Kamal Abdul-Jabbar and his wife have been vaccinated. Congratulations.
First shot.
Oh, this nigga traveling on half of
I'm the half vaccinated.
I hate black people, Kamal. This nigga is half vaccinated out there in super spreader events.
Oh, man, let me tell you something. In San Diego, man, it shit is except for like the masks, some of them, you would know it was a pandemic.
It's cracking down there, ain't
man.
it? Like, fuck the
everybody is out playing. The parks is full. It's like, man, what the fuck is going on? Man, the pier.
I'm just tired of this shit.
Yeah.
And speaking of being out there with a whole lot of people, R. Kelly, I almost call him my main man, R. Kelly. You know, come on, ain't no secret. I'm an R. Kelly fan, man. I know his name is Mud, but I love the music, so I don't approve of what he's been accused of, but I do love the music. So R. Kelly is in prison. He tried to use the corona excuse to get out a couple times. He was like, nigga, if your ass don't sit down, you ain't getting the damn exit from corona. If Weinstein ain't getting out, you ain't getting out. Is Weinstein still alive?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so R. Kelly has been vaccinated. He is fully vaccinated, according to TMZ. He got his first dose in January, and now he is fully inoculated. According to the Bureau of Prisons, 63 inmates at MCC Chicago have been fully vaccinated so far, along with 120 staff members. Now, Kamal, is it okay for R. Kelly to be fully vaccinated before Kamal Abdul-Jabbar has got his second shot? Is that okay with you?
I'm good with it, man. I'm good with it.
Yeah.
I'm good with it. I like the fact that they've been trying to get out because of the COVID. And it was like, no. We got you. We got you, man.
Oh, you worried about COVID? Oh, come here. Harold, bring the shots.
Yeah,
you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, man, you straight now, right? That's what
that's
you
your
worried
concern?
about.
Oh.
You was worried about that, right?
You're good now. Go back in yourself.
Yeah. Well, man, honestly, I don't think you can really socially distance, man, in prison like that, man. Or I don't know if he's in prison, like definitely like in jail.
Yeah.
It's really hard. I think and it depends on the capacity of the place.
Mm-hmm.
You know. I mean, I've never gone, but I hear stories. I've seen pictures like the county jail and stuff like that. Man, just those rooms and just the bunk beds and all those people just stacked on top of each other, shit like the Middle Passage, almost.
That's what it makes me think of.
Yeah, and so I'm not worried about the prisoners getting it. I don't really. I mean, I think certain people. Now, obviously, he did he's accused of
doing some heinous bullshit
of a bad thing. So
yeah.
But he's still a human being, man. He still has to live and walk this earth. So
we feeding him, ain't we?
Right? Yeah.
We still feeding him? Are we still giving him medical care if something's wrong? Yeah. He absolutely should be vaccinated. And I think everybody in high risk situations, regardless of who you are, what you've done, should be vaccinated, because it's ridiculous. Like if you work at the airport, you need to be vaccinated, especially if you work in crowded areas. If you're an NBA player, hell yeah, you need to be vaccinated. You're going against guys, face to face that you don't know. They're not in the bubble anymore. You don't know what the fuck you know what I mean? So it's like, no, yes, they should be vaccinated first. Everybody who works in the situation, teachers, put them in front of the line. Everybody. So I'm not mad at this, Kamal.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the only thing I would say is that people who have to go to work still and can't work from home should be immediately vaccinated.
Oh yeah, bus drivers, everybody.
Yeah, bus drivers. Yeah, chick at Taco Bell, and you still got to go to work.
Yeah, man.
You know
absolutely. You can't work Taco Bell remotely.
Right.
When we come back, Charlamagne the God responds to LaKieth Stanfield calling him a name. We'll give you the history of this beef. It's the MRA Podcast. You listen to us, but Kamal and I want you to know that we listen to you too.
Even if we don't always respond to your tweets in a timely manner.
I love how you say we, man. So if you have some feedback, maybe you agree.
Maybe you disagree.
Or maybe you just want to tell us how much you love the show, or that you want to testify about how we specifically helped you out. Or maybe you just want to tell Kamal how he was right or wrong.
But mostly right.
Whatever you want to tell us, hit us on our social. I'm at Kyle Irby.
I'm at Angry Kamal.
Hit us up and you just might hear your comment on the air.
Promise. We'll be gentle.
A lot of people know about the beef between LaKieth and Charlamagne, but a lot of people don't really know how it came about. So I'm going to try to break it down for you right quick. Charlamagne says the beef started when LaKieth made comments about the Breakfast Club, but I did a little dive, Kamal, and the beef actually started before that. So LaKieth Stanfield goes on the Breakfast Club. And, you know, sometimes when you're doing your research, you got to watch a bunch of different YouTube videos. And what I noticed in one of them, man, is the first time LaKieth is on the Breakfast Club, dude, he's dressed as this, like, rapper with gold fronts, and he's playing a character. And if you've ever heard LaKieth talk, shouts out to Victor Valley, because I'm pretty sure he's from Victorville area, i.e., he talks like he's I hate when they say well educated, but, you know, he talks like he was raised in a private school, say it like that. And so it's like, I feel like the reason why he went on that show dressed as that character, I feel like he already had a judgment about that show. He might have. Sometimes I think people feel insecure about going as themselves, so they'll go in character. Does that sound like it makes sense what I'm saying?
It does, and it's sad that people feel they have to do that.
Yeah, and so I feel like that's what he did. So he gets on the show. And I didn't realize he was in the Dr. Dre NWA movie. I didn't know he played Snoop Dogg. Yeah, I didn't know that. And I liked him as Snoop Dogg. I remember after watching NWA movie, Straight Outta Compton, I remember saying, I like that Snoop Dogg guy. But didn't realize it was LaKieth Stanfield. So when he goes on the show, this is when he's straight not famous, right? And I remember, there's a clip my son loves with Joel Embiid says,
first of all, he's a nobody, so...
It was back when he was a nobody, right? So LaKieth was, he was nobody, to the point where they was like, LaKieth, how do you say your name? Like, that's how much they didn't know who he was. And they it felt like they didn't treat him with the respect they treat maybe other celebrities. So I could understand.
They sunned him.
They sunned. You saw that shit? Dog, they sunned the fuck out of that man, bro. So then afterwards, LaKieth, after he gets a little bit, a few years later, he slams the Breakfast Club, apparently, and black media outlets for being anti-black because they reinforce negativity. All right, so then Charlamagne made him Donkey of the Day and said LaKieth rants about, flaws, saying, he rants about negativity, but he plays black stereotypes in white media, and he won't call them out. He only calls out the black media. So now they're going back and forth. LaKieth records a video response and a rap video, because LaKieth really was a rapper, dissing Charlamagne while posting this picture on the cover, Charlamagne's picture with Sambo lips. Charlamagne didn't respond. And then Daniel Kaluuya went on Charlamagne and did you watch the Black Panther joint yet?
Hell yeah.
Oh man, that shit was fire, wasn't it?
Yeah, that Fred Hampton was a
dog. I never learned about Fred Hampton. Come on.
I knew about him. I didn't know. I mean, I knew he was one of the Panthers. So he mentioned Panthers. I know his name comes up, but I only really know about the guys from Oakland. I follow. They were in the movie Panther. I followed. Those guys more than the Chicago chapter. I didn't really know much.
I did
about
a deep dive in that shit. Come on, I never knew about the Panthers. I never knew, and this is the kind of things we got to talk to our kids about, man. I definitely talked to one of my sons about it. It's like, I never knew, and this is important to having a father around. I never knew that, and I'll get back to what I was saying. I never knew that the Black Panthers started in response to police brutality. I didn't know.
It was called the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense.
Self-defense. Yeah, I didn't know that. Come on, I just knew. I just honestly, I hate it's embarrassing, but fuck it, I'm gonna tell you, I thought they was just, kill Whitey, down with Whitey. I thought they were just an black extremist group that was like, man, fuck white people.
And honestly, man, it's not your fault, man. That's pretty much how they were portrayed. They wanted a lot of these groups, man. They take an extreme version and they make a caricature out of it so they can demonize it and ultimately, get it disbanded or get it not followed or something like that.
Yeah, their name was Mud, man, and I understand now that the media did that to them because originally, man, when they was in Oaktown, I saw this one documentary about it, and they was saying that the Panthers used to follow the police around, Kamal, and when the police did a stop, the Panthers would have their legal registered guns and stand there with their shotguns, and when the police the Panthers rack. Right. And they would just supervise and make sure, because that's how bad police brutality had gotten.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Like, if a group decides, if there's a need for that group, how rampant is the police brutality?
Exactly, and that's how it spread because this is empowering black men and black people in the community to police themselves. So then all around the country, they was like, we want Black Panthers. And so they started popping up, and then it gets to the one in Chicago. So it's like, and Chairman Fred was like 19, but he was perfect for the job because when he was 8 years old, he's cooking meals for the community. Anyway, so that man's fire. And Daniel Kaluuya, I love what he did, man. I'm a fan. So.
When I was 19, I was at Tyler Mall with Jabos and a polo shirt hollering at chicks.
Yeah, man, I wasn't cooking for nobody. Man, anyway, embarrassing. So Daniel Kaluuya goes on, and Charlamagne said that LaKieth is the right guy to be playing the snitch. So, Charlamagne, Daniel Kaluuya was like, man, is this the beef you had with him? And he's like, no, I ain't got no beef. And whoop-de-whoop. But he threw that shade. So anyway, then LaKieth goes back and said, this is what hoes do. They get sunned by reality. Get off me, bro. You a lame. Daniel ain't no idiot. Leave me alone and find somebody else. And then back to Charlamagne. Charlamagne and then he also posted a TikTok flipping off the graphic of William O'Neill, the snitch that he played. And then he allegedly, well, he does on the video, he points a gun at a computer graphic of Charlamagne. So Charlamagne is just saying that, LaKieth he can dish it out, but he can't take it, and others are feeling for LaKieth's mental health. Kamal, how do you feel about this situation?
I feel bad just all around, dude. I don't like it at all, man. First of all, I think it's unprofessional for Charlamagne to continue to use his platform to take shots. Not repeatedly, but stuff like that, man. Like, he's the perfect person to play a snitch. Why? The dude's a phenomenal actor. He's the perfect person to play any role as far as I'm concerned. So I think that's unprofessional of Charlamagne.
Even though the dude had already dissed him twice before he responded, you don't think that Charlamagne should have shot that shot?
Well, I think when he was what you would call a nobody, man, that sunning, how do you say your name? That's your producers, homie. They supposed to do their homework. Y'all supposed to know who's coming into your studio. Don't come in here and get me on the air asking me how do I say my name. Y'all supposed to know that stuff. Why am I here? Second of all, it's LaKieth. Take the L.A. off, and that's Keith. Y'all can't read? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I know it's spelled a little differently, but that's Keith, not LaKieth and all that stuff. And so y'all treat me like this, so y'all laid the first shot.
Bam.
And so when I blow up,
one could say he already came in with his fist balled by coming in as a character instead of himself.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, man, the dude's super artistic to me, and some people would say weird. So I don't know what he was trying to do at that point.
But you were saying, I interrupted you. You said, but when I blow up,
when he blows up, man, he don't forget.
No,
you know what I'm saying? He don't forget. And now, like, y'all, you know what I'm saying, y'all praising me, or y'all might say good things about me, or want me on the show to promote something. I didn't forget how y'all treated me. It's like George Lopez cannot stand Eric Estrada. He always mentions the fact when I was a little boy and you was on Chips, dude, you dissed the shit out of me. And now I am much bigger than you. I'm more famous than you. And when I get a chance, I air your ass out every single time. You know, that, I mean, you don't know how that shit affects people. And Envy and Charlamagne laughing, cracking. You don't know how that shit affects people, man. You don't know if he was the biggest Charlamagne fan, the biggest Breakfast Club. He goes there and y'all dissing me. Oh my gosh, that's how supervillains are made. That's how Syndrome was made. That's how Syndrome was made.
You talking about
in the Incredibles?
Incredibles. I'll say Stretch. What's the Stretch movie?
Yeah.
Stretch. What's the wife's name?
Elastigirl.
Elastigirl.
Yeah. Syndrome. He
was made from that diss. People don't forget. 50 Cent got diss, man. I mean, we never forget who shits on us. That's something. Just never forget that, man.
Yeah.
You will forget places you've taken a shit, but you never forget if somebody took a shit on you.
Right. Oh. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
And on LaKieth's side, don't forget, man. You're an entertainer, an actor. If they're posing with a gun, I mean, you gonna fuck around and keep it too real. Like Chappelle's thing was when keeping it real goes wrong.
Yeah,
this can really go wrong for you, dude. Do your movies, do your TV show, man, and that's how you beat Charlamagne. You ain't gotta try to bully him and intimidate him with a gun. Become what become the person that you're supposed to become. That's all the payback you need, homie. Don't let that motherfucker, have you locked
win
up
by getting in your head.
Yeah, now you got people talking about your mental health. Charlamagne's kind of winning this one.
Yeah, he is, man. We come back, Nick Cannon. He is definitely winning because he had a pretty busy week, and we'll talk about this MRA podcast. Guys, I have a comedy album. It's called Be a Man at All Times, and it's on, what's it on? Oh, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you stream your content.
It's a damn good comedy album.
I appreciate that, man. There's stand-up on there. Kamal and I wrote a whodunit mystery called The Case of the Missing Balls. That's on there.
Based on a true story.
Check out the album. Show your boy some support. And you can buy it on iTunes. Keyword buy it. Stop streaming. Kamal, your Valentine's Day was not as great as this man's Valentine's Day.
No, I don't think so.
Even though y'all might have regrets. So, yes, we are in March, and I am talking about a Valentine's Day story because we've been meaning to talk about this, but we kept talking about other things instead. So now I'm like, I've been wanting to talk about this. I'm talking about it right now. So basically, according to Nick Cannon's girlfriend, baby mama, and next baby mama, they all enjoyed some Nick Cannon time on Valentine's Day. According to Hot 97. And they all showed pictures. That's what I loved about it. They all showed off pictures of me with Nick. And I'm thinking, okay. So Nick's first stop was to see Abby De La Rose, who allegedly is pregnant with Nick's twins. And that's not the last girl that was pregnant. That's a new girl that's pregnant. Then he stopped by his girlfriend, Lanisha Cole. And that's not the last girl that's pregnant or the new girl that's pregnant. And she showed pictures of her and Nick booed up. And then, of course, he had to say hello to the woman he just had baby with, Brittany Bell. And apparently there was no love for Miss Jessica White, and that's the one who posted that Nick is her, I don't know, I'm paraphrasing, soulmate. Kamal, quickly, what is your take on Nick's Valentine's Day?
I mean, if you got it, you definitely can use it. I think it's pretty pathetic that...
Why?
Not from Nick's standpoint, just them posting...
Yeah, man.
Them posting pictures of him sliding by, doing some things and leaving. And when they post, that's like for everybody. Look at me, look at me.
Yeah, look at me. I'm one of them.
Yeah, I'm one of them. I'm an hour out of this man's week, or I'm 30 minutes out. Exactly, look what he bought me, or whatever. Look what he did for me. Yeah. I think it's sad, and I think this shows you how real it is out here in these streets, man. When you gotta brag about being like fourth in line.
But I'm going to say this, though, man, keeping it real as a male rights activist, man, I think they're still winning because from my perspective, it's better to be, if you're in love with Nick Cannon as one of these women, it's better to be one of them that's with him than one of them on the sidelines because she's got dignity and she ain't going out like that. Okay, well, now if you're in love with him and you wish you could, so you're just going to be mad and alone because you can't have them to yourself. Like, you might as well just join the party. But that's how
just cooperate.
Yeah, just cooperate. I mean, that's the man you love. He's the man of your dreams, and you could be with him. He ain't gonna lie to you. You mad a lot? You know what I'm saying? Y'all say y'all want the truth. Well, Nick's giving the truth, and you don't love with him.
You know what? And I was harsh about saying it's pathetic because if that's the deal, that's what they like.
They like him. They don't like the deal, but they're willing to put up with it. Just like.
Well, see, my point is, if they don't like the deal and they putting up with it and posting like, "Oh, look what I got," then that's pathetic. But if they're like, "Man, this is cool. This arrangement right here works for me," then more power to you. So I'm assuming. I assume they didn't like the deal, but hey, man,
they might be down.
They might be down.
They might be great women.
Yeah.
And let me say this, just like Tyrese's future ex-wife said, if you want Nick, you're going to have to deal with some side effects of being with Nick.
Mm-hmm.
When we come back, Russell Wilson is playing games with the Seahawks apparently, and we have a Dear Irby from a guy who's having problems with one of his sons that recently came to live with him. What should he do? Kamal and I will coach him up. It's the MRA Podcast. Hey guys, what's up? If you're enjoying this show, do us a favor and donate to our Patreon.
Word.
Just go to www.patreon.com. That's Patreon.com and make a donation to the MRA Podcast of Kyle and Kamal.
Word.
It's that simple. Listen to the show, love the show, share the show, break the show off with some dough.
Bars.
Russell Wilson is acting kind of curious, man. So he's been kind of talking about the Seahawks lately. I don't know why in public. To the point where people started talking about trade rumors. So Russell's like, look, man, I don't want to be traded. All right, I'm happy to be here. But if I were to be traded, I want to go to the Saints, the Raiders, the Bears, or the Cowboys. I'm throwing the flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
Don't say you don't want to be traded, and then if I did, that's what's with the hypotheticals? It's like if you got a girl, and I've done this, so this is why I'm sharing this, and you kind of tired of her. And she's like, well, what's up with us? If you ain't ready to break up, give her the vote of confidence. If you're ready to break up, break up. But don't be like, well, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm feeling this nigga. Either get out the pot. Either you're going to be with her or you're not. So while you're with her, give her the vote of confidence. I know she's going to say, you blindsided me. I didn't even know you weren't happy. Yeah, that's what. Because we're always pretending we're happy. Because if you knew how we really felt, we'd both be miserable. How you feel, Kamal?
Well, we know, Russ is always doing some greasy shit. You know what I'm saying?
Always?
Well, I mean,
with, Future.
With Future, man, we know it's in him. I
forgot about that.
We know it's in him.
He's down to do some whole shit.
Yeah, a little subtle shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But in this one, I can't be mad at Russ, dude, because here's the thing about it. He's hearing rumors, so he doesn't know what the front office is saying. They could be exploring, trades for him. And he's like, man, I don't want to leave, but I feel as though I've put in enough work and done a lot of good for this franchise that if you guys do trade me, hey, why don't you send me to where I want to go? I don't want to go. And I can't control if you guys are going to trade me or not. I cannot control that. So
that's a good perspective.
If you guys are going to do me like that, then please send me to a place where I'll at least be happy. Don't send me to Jacksonville. Don't send me, don't send me to, oh, wait a second. I changed my whole perspective. I don't know if these places he'll be happy in. Kyle, I see the Raiders.
Man, we getting out of here, man. We come back. It's Dear every time. It's a moment I've been waiting for, man. The guy's having a problem with one of his sons that recently came to live with him. Man, what should he do? Kamal and I are about to coach him up as the MRA Podcast. You need some advice in your relationship
and can't afford a therapist?
Yeah. Hit us up and we'll get you through this.
We won't even charge you a copay.
Exactly. The Dear Irby letter is our longest standing segment on the MRA, dating all the way back to the webisodes. This is where we truly save relationships one listener at a time. We've saved marriages.
Encouraged divorce.
Taught a guy how to please his woman.
Encouraged divorce.
Yeah, so hit us up for advice and we'll help you out. Send your emails to dearirby@themrapodcast.com. That is dearirby@themrapodcast.com. Let's get in this Dear Irby letter.
Let us.
Dear Irby, I have 2 sons with my wife and a son from a different relationship who lives out of state. I have not seen a lot of him lately, but I have been trying to reach out to mend the relationship. His mom used to put all kinds of obstacles in my way to see him, but now that he's grown, she can't control him. Now she wants to send him to live with me, my wife, and our boys. I told my wife about it, and she supports me. He came out, and we immediately saw an improvement in his grades. But then he got checked for trying to punk his little brother, and then it became a problem. Sometimes when I'm working with him, whether it be in sports or his books, he wants to quit when he gets mad. He throws tantrums. He even tried to talk back to me. I told him, we don't do that in my house, that if he wants to, he needs to go. Then he said I should send him back. He proceeded to read me about the things that never happened, and apparently his mom has been lying to him. I'm ready to send this boy back to his mama. What do you think? That's Jamel in Tacoma. Kamal.
Jamel in Tacoma. I am not on your side in this one at all. Jamel, I think you're fucking up, man.
Speak on it.
I do. I think you're fucking up, Jamel. First of all, you know, he's coming into a situation where he's the outsider.
Yeah.
He's your son, but he feels like an outsider. And when you say shit like, we don't do that in my house, you let him know he's an outsider. You know, you're not saying, "Hey, man, we don't bully brothers, man. We don't do that in my house." Let him know that this is your house, and I guess he has a different house. He's a guest, so you're treating him as an other, and he already felt like another. You know, and so I believe. Jamel, he's got just as a right to be there, just as much as a right as your other sons or your other kids, right? That's your son. And when you say, "Hey, man, if you don't like the way things are going, you can go," don't give him that option. You fucking up, dog. You wouldn't do that to your other sons. You wouldn't say you can go stay with your grandmother if you don't like it here. That's not an option. So you're treating this kid like an other, and you're saying his wife or your ex lying to him, putting all these thoughts in his head and all that stuff. That's your bad, man.
Why?
Because he wasn't there. Whatever the situation is, man, whatever, at the end of the day, take the responsibility. If somebody raises your kid wrong, that's your fault for allowing it to happen. You know, that's your fault, Jamel. You know, hey, listen, my first son is with my ex-wife, right? We're not together. We haven't been together since he was about 10 months. And half the time he spends with his mom. I mean, literally half the week, you know. And, you know, she raises him differently than I do. And everything that I don't like about the way she raises, I cannot complain. He spends half his time with his mom in her house. I cannot control that. So the shit that I don't like, that's my bad. I probably, you know, if I wanted to control it, I probably could have. I could have stayed with her.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know. I'm saying, but if it was that important to me, you know what I'm saying, I could have tried to fight for full custody. There's things I could have done, you know, but I didn't, because it's like this situation works out for me. So anytime if something happens over there that I don't agree with, you know, hey man, I can't get mad at my boy. You know, that's on me. You know, and so. Yeah, I don't like the way you're talking to him. You're treating your son as an other. I would say, no, he can't go. He's not going back. That's your boy. He's part of the family, and you're going to teach him some shit. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, he quits when he gets mad. Ain't you doing the same shit, Jamel? You can't put that on his mama. You trying to send him back because you mad. You quitting. Come on, man. If you trying to teach the boy, teach the boy. Quitting because we mad, we don't do that shit. And I'm mad at you right now, and you know, a little disrespectful. I'm not gonna quit. This shit is hard. I don't know how old this kid is, but he's got years. He's got years of frustration. Knowing he's got a pops out somewhere. I don't know if he knew that he had some brothers, but he's just wondering. We talk about the woman's imagination. What is a kid's imagination like? Like, what the fuck is my dad and my brothers doing? Are they, going bobsledding and fun shit? And I'm over here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, he's probably trying to punk your little brothers his brothers because it's animosity.
He's jealous.
In his mind, he's jealous. In his mind, you motherfuckers have had it, made. I'm over here struggling with moms.
Mm.
And so, yeah, he's a little jealous, man. You have to be smarter than that, Jamel. I mean, you have to be smarter than this boy and realize that boy has a lot of anger, man. It's going to take a while. It's not an overnight thing. He's probably got some trust issues. At the drop of a hat, he's ready to go back because that's what he knows. That's safe for him, right? That's what he's used to. That's what he's comfortable with. But this is about to be comfortable for everybody. Your wife already did the remarkable thing and allowed this dude to come stay with y'all, your boy, right? Because I know a lot of women would be like, hell no.
Yeah.
But she's down. So you got her you got her on your side. So now you got to do your part. You have to, as the coach, you got to make this shit work. You have to make this shit work. This is the free agent coming in that you signed, that you coveted, and he ain't gelling with the rest of it. You got to make that shit work.
Wow. Hey, man, you blew me away. When we come back, I'm away. Yo, what's up? I'm Kyle.
And I'm Kamal.
And you're listening to the MRA podcast where men come to talk and women come to eavesdrop. Ooh. Kamal, this is very touchy, man. Let me just get to it, man. I agree, man. When you say if you want to go, you can go. One thing I learned about teaching in South Central LA, Kamal, is you gotta watch how you talk to these badass kids.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot challenge them. They won't back down. I remember being a kid in Eisenhower High School, Rialto, California, where you and I both went to high school, Kamal. Do you remember when they used to say, "Ooh, you went out"? That was the phrase.
That might have been after my time.
It was. "Ooh, you went out," and that just meant it was some Martin Lawrence shit. So it just meant you didn't act like the code says you're supposed to act. Oh, you went out. You gonna let them talk to you like that? Oh, you went out. Kids, I remember that shit, man. Kids don't know how to back down. So when you're talking to one, you have to be very careful. Now, I feel bad for you, Jamel, because Kamal, you're such a good father that you don't know what the hell this is. You don't know what it's like to bring somebody in your house who's planting poison. Who's poison? This boy's been poisoned, Kamal.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know. Yeah, I know.
This boy's been poisoned. So let me tell you something, dude. We just getting real today, man. When I went to Houston, man, I was like, if you don't bring your ass back here fast, don't let 2 months pass before you're back. Because I noticed the difference between when they left Cali and when I saw them last week. I could see the difference of not having that dad interaction. I could see it. It stunned me. It took a while for us to get back in our rhythm. Now, the first day to the last day was like a movie. It was an arc. We was back in the rhythm by the last day. But that first day was like, this ain't my offense. This is not my offense. What the hell's going on? I laid down the foundation. I sent the blueprints. This is not how we run what's going on? You have to enforce this. Imagine, Kamal, if it had been, for some reason, 5 years since you saw your son. Imagine. Mm-hmm. Now, you could say it's your fault because you let the 5 years go. Correct. But all I'm saying is...
Yeah, I got you.
You're already in a bad situation. I'm going to tell you, Jamal, you're going to have to dig deeper and figure out a way to make this happen because I hate that you're in this situation. I don't really know what you should do if the boy's already poisoned. She's been formed. But if he can't come to the house no more, that means you're going to have to go on some road trips.
Kyle, let me say, Jamel, if you're a solid guy and you're an honorable person, that's all you have to do that's the antidote to poison. No matter, the boy's imagination of you. And if he's been poisoned and he gets around you, like, the truth is he's not this guy. I've never seen him do that. The reality starts to break down that imagination.
The truth will make you free.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, man, some things about my son, and it's like, dude, I show my son who I am every day. Can't nobody tell my son shit about me that he, it's like, nah, that's not my dad.
Wow. Can
you imagine when your son realizes you're the man? He will realize that. But now if you send him back, you are that motherfucker his mom has been warning him about all these years.
Where can we find you?
Twitter and Instagram at Angry Kamal.
I'm at Kyle Irby on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. At the MRA Podcast is where you can find us both. KyleIrby.com is where you can see some of my stand-up videos. Holla at me directly, all that good stuff. The MRAPodcast.com is where you can listen to 135 of the episodes we have done. Check us out on two of our affiliates. One is DynastyRadioNY.com. That's in New York. And 1073VIP.com in Illinois. Kamal, man, you brought it today, brother.
Thank you,
man. That touchy subject of fatherhood, man. You hit that thing from Steph Curry range, man. I appreciate you, brother. Ladies, we love you. Fellas, be a man at all times.
Deuces.
MRA.